Okay. Or please enter the current time. Okay, so wait a second. Is it going? Okay, it is. Okay. Wasn't updating for a second. Okay, so last time I was on, it told me I could set it to my favorite time. So let's go ahead and do 1:11 p.m. There we go. 1:11 p.m. My favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? No, it's my favorite time. After all, I know how much you enjoy saying the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious about how accurate 1:11 p is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 1:11 p.m.? To the current time? Right in the middle. Eh. No, can't just say gross at actually at the clock. I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish you had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Should be ready by next time you boot up the game. I love, see, even like the loading screen is
This is the story.
it's like interactive in a way. Okay, so
All of his
the
co-workers
last
were
thing I
gone.
remember
What could
was
it
we were
mean?
on the
Stanley
Rocket
decided to
League
go to
map,
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
and
memo.
I don't even remember how to get there. I could just go back and look at the
When
footage
Stanley came to a
to
set of
see
two
how
open
exactly it got there,
doors,
but
this was not the
probably fine
correct
in
way
that,
to the meeting room, and
you know?
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Definitely the
Yes,
lounge.
truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think, man, it's wait a second. Yeah, I actually don't remember. I'll get back to where we were last time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not
I
your
think we've
enemy, really, I'm
only
not.
ever been
I
back over
realize that
there
investing your trust in
once.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I do still
There's
want to
someone you've
find
been
my way back to the
neglecting,
Rocket League map.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really?
Yeah, let's
I
do
was
this.
in the
Let's
middle
go.
of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, you know what would be funny? What if I just turned around and left? I can't leave. Hey, if we go through the blue door, wait a second. The red door leads to the staircase ending. Red? Alright, gotcha. Gotcha, Zio. Walk through the blue one.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red or blue? I mean, I've been down both doors already. I'm trying to figure out turn back around. I think I tried that. Yeah, oh, there's no wall this time. Okay, there's no wall. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna say blue again.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, you know what, Xio? Now I can turn around.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to
Even
find
though I
out
know
what
exactly
lies at the
what's
end of this
down here
road
already.
you've chosen? Well,
Because
don't
I
let
found this
me
one last
stop
stream.
you. You see? There's nothing
Ah,
here.
yes,
I
the
haven't even
big
finished building this
emptiness.
section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help
I love how
elucidate
the
these
little corner
strange
right
and
there is
unknowable
kind of
desires
bugging
of
out.
yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely
The skill trees
nothing
would have
so
been
far.
kind of cool.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps
Oh
ahead
wait,
of where
I
we
think
were
this is the way
before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a
that we had to go
spin.
last time.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay, last time I picked one. This time, do I pick one again? No, I don't want to pick one again. Hmm. Zaya, what do you think? How do you rate the experience of just an extra door that takes you nowhere? All of them? Hmm. I'm just pick five. Oh, four.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly, there's
I saw
something
a
here that
message at the
speaks
last
to
second.
you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole
Yeah, I don't
third
know
door
either.
thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a
Oh yeah?
look.
Oh, the leaderboard. Yeah, I remember this. I remember it shows you a bunch of fake names, and then it scrolls down to you at the very bottom. And you see, yeah, look at all these fake statistics. Yep, that's us. This is you. Rank 9,328 out of 9,328. Yep, thank you, leaderboard. 7 hours in, let's
Now,
go.
would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Hmm. Okay, you know what, how about this? Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 5. Siri said 4.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it,
Oh,
would
is
you?
this the baby one?
Perfect. Let me boot it up. In
This
this
one, but
game,
yep,
the
we're back
baby
at the
crawls
baby.
left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of
I will
endlessly
not push this button
confronting the
because
demands
I
of
learned from
family
last time
life.
that is
I think
super
the art
annoying.
world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game
I'm just
only
gonna let whatever
becomes
happens
clear
happens.
once you've been playing it for about
Burn? Oh
4
yeah,
hours. So
absolutely.
why don't
That's
you give
exactly
it
what
4
happened
hours
last
of
time.
play to make sure it's effective? Be
4 hours
sure
to
to
play,
keep
he
notes
says.
on your experience.
What an awesome game.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was
I love
extremely
how the
valuable.
baby thing
Oh,
just
hey, since my game
disappeared.
was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, yeah. I think we're back on the right
Aha!
track.
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the name
Well, it
of
seems
this game
obvious to
was
me that you are
Firewatch.
meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of
Prairie Fire,
twisted, erotic
Larry,
purpose. Yes,
Golden
that must be
Ashtray.
it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love
Can I not skip
everything
the
about this
dialogue?
game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
I guess
Come,
not.
let's venture outward
Yep,
and
we're
see
just gonna
what
have
else is
to
out there.
listen through it every single time. Good to know. And I also can't run in this game, so
Oh no.
you just have to keep
No, no, no,
walking
no, it
slowly.
can't be.
Oh yeah,
It
narrator.
is.
It's
It's an
open world.
open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
This is the Rocket League. Yep. This is the Rocket League map.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a
This
nice
is
big box
exactly
for you to
when
run around in. There
my
isn't
power
any
cut off last
possibility
stream.
that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have
Got a
fun.
lot of things in this thing is wrong. That's the ball. We have to do something with this? Alright, come on, let's go. Oh wow, I can actually move fast now. No.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little...
I think I did it.
Hold
Oh,
on.
whoops.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. You still have so much...
my bad. I didn't mean to fall. Oh, well, this is new. Filing cabinets. A6 pixels, Y64 pixels high. Work in progress. Uh. Now I just fell again. If I turn around these corners and see a pair of twins standing at the end of a hallway, I'm gonna quit the game. I just want to make that clear. I better not see one pair of twins in this entire section of the game. Where did he even go? think. I think that entire area back there loops around, so I think if we go this way. Oh wait, is this the same office building, just undecorated? Looks similar. Twins? Okay, no. Just Office 427. What is this? Is this my setup? There's nothing I can do in here. If I go back this way, is the map going to be different?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. I was about to say, if it's just going to leave us in the dark and make us restart on our own. Okay, so...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
So
missed
at
a
that
memo.
rating section, last time I picked 1 every time. And this time I picked 4. And the same thing
When
happened.
Stanley
So
came to a set
I
of
think no
2
matter what
open
numbers you
doors,
pick,
this was not the
it just
correct
leads to
way to the
different
meeting
dialogue,
room,
but
and Stanley
ultimately
knew it perfectly
it'll
well.
lead you down the same
Perhaps he
path.
wanted to stop by the
Like to the
employee lounge
same
first, just to
games and
admire
stuff.
it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
But one area I do want to go back towards
Stanley was so bad at
is
following
the other side of
directions,
this
it's incredible he
lift right
wasn't
here.
fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Oh no,
Please,
wait.
stop trying to
This is
make
the
every
apartment
decision
ending.
by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
But I don't know if there's another
This is it, Stanley.
ending this
Your
way.
chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly
What if I
place
just
your
don't answer the
faith in
phone?
another, then pick up the phone.
What if I just don't answer it? I'm just staying here and look at it. This low texture phone. You're just gonna keep ringing.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Yeah, this just takes us straight back to the apartment. There's no other pathway. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I'm not
Perhaps
too
he had
sure where
simply
else
missed a
to
memo.
go right now. I already went through the new content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is there another route I could have taken from the freedom ending? Actually, Well, hold on. Let me go back to the maintenance.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
might
lounge
miss
first,
something
just
there.
to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked
Okay.
straight ahead to the opposite door, and got
Can't
back
go
on
to
track.
there. Can go anywhere here. Yeah, okay. Let's go back down. Let's see if I miss anything down this way.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yawn.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
There's no other paths I can go from here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay, so that's where that goes. I'm trying to think where else.
All
I
of
could
his
go.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Isn't the new content door usually right here?
When Stanley... Wait.
Oh, we're doing this again.
What? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
So I think
It was right here
this
just a
only
minute ago.
happens when you
I know for sure
restart
that it's
from
here
the
somewhere.
maintenance
Okay,
shortcut
then.
ending.
It's an adventure.
Based off
Come,
the
Stanley.
dialogue.
Let's find the story.
Alright, so last time I went this way and got nowhere. So we're gonna go this way, probably still go nowhere. Yeah, there's just literally an endless back rooms winding path. Do, do, do,
I'll say it. This
Wait,
is
what
the
hell?
worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story
in a
here
circle.
before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yo, what the heck? Oh, that's actually kind of trippy. I'm impressed.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Do, 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 do.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait,
Nope,
never
there's no
mind.
story
Not
here.
the
Just two
story.
chairs in
Okay,
the
let's head back the other way
oddly placed
and
box.
retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Yeah,
Well,
I
do you
don't
know
think
what?
there's
Since I've
anywhere we
completely
can go
forgotten
from
what we were
here.
supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it's not gonna bring me anywhere new. Where haven't I gone? Because I found the normal freedom ending. I went both upstairs and downstairs at that one spot.
All of his co-workers were
I
gone.
went through
What could
both
it
the
mean?
left door and the
Stanley
right door.
decided to go
Went
to the
through both
meeting
red door
room.
and the blue
Perhaps he had
door.
simply missed a memo.
I guess I'll go back to
Oh,
new
new
content. See if I missed
content?
anything.
What does that mean, new content?
Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yes, I was made
After
aware.
receiving critical and
all
commercial
this that
success,
time.
it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Yawn.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Okay.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Hit the
All
jump
right.
circle.
All right, let's see it's...
Oh wait.
The
I
jump
still have
circle?
0 jumps from last time? Oh man. Is there a reset button?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Wow, it doesn't reset the jump counter. Well, that sucks.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Alright. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay, so I think I'm trying. Wait, what the hell?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Okay. I guess we're Batman now. Crawling through vents.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What is this?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The original?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
No, I
Back
don't
then,
remember it.
video games had integrity. Back then, it all
Oh
meant
yeah, like
something.
The Last of Us.
Oh, the waste.
Yeah, I never played the original 2013 game, so the original Stanley Parable. That's on Firefox? That's what it looks like in 2013? Oh wow. Yeah, that's 2013 right there for sure. Guys. Okay. A trip down memory lane. Smiled because it happened. Okay. So I'm assuming that's the original start menu screen. Don't play for 5 years. What an amazing trophy. Yeah, excuse me. I had to cough. Let's say. Development Team nominee British Academy Award for Game Innovation. Alright, Development Team. New video game releasing today. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. This bench is in kind of a cool spot. You just come out there and read. There's just a random piano sitting up there.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
But then why did I
A
buy this game?
lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
What did I say about Flawless Victory? Games rate 10 aren't perfect since nothing is, but they come as close as you could get in a given genre. Okay, so was me buying this game just a big scam? Well, technically I didn't buy it. I got it free through PS Plus, but still. There's nothing downstairs. Memory zone maintenance, okay. Person of the year, just a blur, looks good.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
9 out of 10.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's a bit too common nowadays. Repeatable carpet textures, ready for a game project. Gray, red, missing coworker scenario, meeting, boring, and grass, the trial version. That's kind of funny. Can't go this way, can't go that way. Can only go back the way we came. Is the downstairs open now?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
It is.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Apparently a perfectly working vending machine. For some reason.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Not recommended. 2.9 hours
Honestly,
on
I
record.
could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
I was still
I suppose
trying
I
to
could
read
write up
that.
a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Okay. It's raining all of a sudden. That's kind of convenient. Thumbs down, thumbs down. Ugh. Hey, listen. Every game is gonna have its haters, alright? It's just society. It's just haters hating just to hate.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You
No.
can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather
Written by
terse to begin
Chef.
with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Not a
Perhaps the
failure.
Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Yeesh.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish
Okay,
there was a
this
skip
one kind
button.
of has a point.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Why is it that I was just talking about it earlier that there should be a skip button when going through some of the art paths, and now the game is actually giving us a skip button. That's actually kind of crazy.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
Okay.
No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get.
Sounds good.
Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations
Part of me wants
on the
to
nature
actually
of choice
sit
in
through
video
the
games.
monologue one
Of
time,
course, I
like
happen to
off-screen.
believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations.
Oh,
Not
really?
that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Ooh.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's
Oh,
not
really?
unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think
We
the
don't
skip
press it
button
again?
has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
Our doors
How
disappearing
else would we
all
have
the time
gotten
in
into
this
the room
game.
in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Yes, I know. I can
I've
see
looked at
that.
it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no
Well, how about we
idea
go
how
find
long
out?
I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Well, let's find out.
Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh,
You're back. Oh, my
you get
goodness.
to pay the
I
power
have
bill?
someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Yeah,
And you
that's actually
think
kinda
that
sad.
that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning
I
wheel
don't want
of
to push
missed
it again.
opportunities. I felt
So
nothing
I
at
don't want.
all but regret for the longest
Just, I
time,
actually feel
Stanley.
bad for the narrator right
Days,
now.
months. I lost it all in a
But there's
blur of
literally
the
nothing else to
deepest
do in
longing
here.
to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what
Why
I
don't you
now know was
okay?
far less. You see, it
Pick up
was
on
a
this bucket somehow.
revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without
End up
action
on
or
this chair.
outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long.
Doesn't
There
look
could
like
be
it.
no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my...
Oh no, please don't tell me the narrator passed away. Please don't tell me he passed on. Yeah, there's literally nothing else to do. What was that? The clock fell off the wall.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the
That's like half of
unwillingness
all
to examine
gamers.
with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes!
Yeah, I think the only thing we can do from this point on is just continually press the skip button. Because nothing is changing in the room. We might have to manually restart the game.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Skip. There's more water dripping down from here. Oh. Looks like a storm's going outside. Daylight. Still can't reach it though. No, I feel like I'm in The Last of Us. All this overgrown ruins. And it's gone. This is amazing. Come on. What else you got for us? I don't think the button's gonna come back up. Yeah, everything. Wow, this. Wow, it's kind of weird to look at how much this room has actually changed. And yeah, the skip button isn't active anymore, so. Oh. This isn't good. Go out here. Wow. That was interesting.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
There's just papers all over the floor for some reason. New content. Sure, let's go check it out.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Alright, so we experienced the new content. Now we have to experience the new content. Oh, I'm old.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The Stanley Parable 2? And it's never the end again.
Yes, you see? Isn't this far
4,
superior
2,
to a
7.
measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Oh, 2. Oh, is that 2 in multiple languages? It is.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe! What does it even mean?
It means it's
But the
Ultra and it's
Stanley
Deluxe.
Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. 2 doors. What is this? More TSP, better TSP. When wins, sequential and mindshare, the color red. That part is very important. Was this a slideshow? Stanley Purple 2, Stanley Purple 2, Stanley Purple 2, Stanley Purple 2. Thanks for taking my. Oh wait, are these like different ideas for like the logo? It's actually kind of cool. Number 5, I see the vision, but I feel like too many people will get confused by it. Or actually, yeah, I like the concept behind it. I'll say number 3 looks too fancy, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'm just a dumb idiot. So, think purple 2 Stanleys.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
That I can kind of confirm. This way to the show floor. Okay. New features. Alright, should I take a seat? Oh, it's all roped off. Are the new features up here?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay. So, is there a new feature over here? See yours today. Name. Exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Really? Okay.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay, so
I want
should
you
I
to
walk
imagine
away
yourself
and
living as Jim.
walk back in, try again?
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Hi, my name is Jim Halpert. I work at a paper company, and I'm dating the receptionist.
Jim. Yes, you
How did
see?
I know?
What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Right. Bears. Beats.
Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If
This
this
is
were the
gameplay right
only
here.
new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay. Sorry about that. Right. I don't know why I actually expected it to read out my username from like the gaming system. That would have been kind of impressive.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
The button that says Jim, they changed the sign.
An epilogue would be
The
fun,
epilogue
wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out
at the end
later.
of the story. New free plus easy trophy collectibles. Saints World Champion, Infinite Hold, the free trophy. Let's go to the Saints World Champion. And I do also want to come back at some point and get that bucket, cause I'm pretty sure once you grab the bucket, you get unlock new endings. Okay, so this way is blocked off. And let's go over here. Alright, I want to see what these new collectibles are. Actually, hold on. What is this? Oh, it's a map. Okay, so we're here at the this map. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I never would have known. Collectibles is A9. Okay. So, oh, this is just the lower level. Wait, the jump circle is back? Wait, no. Wait, where is it? Jump circle's at N? Oh, it's still at 0. Alright, let's go check out these new collectibles. Is this spinning? It is spinning. Right, can you find them? Yeah, probably could if I could see.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video
That's
game.
one of the collectibles?
In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
It's kind of trippy to tell if I was actually moving or not. Wow, I'm going slow. What's up with all these humans around it trying to crawl to this figurine? That's not creepy at all. 1 out of 6. Let's go. Right, collect them all.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Right, free trophy. It just works? Alright. Free trophy. Get yours right now. Pull a lever. Receive your new trophy. No more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Test trophy locked? So if I pull this lever, it's gonna unlock the test trophy?
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now,
Oh my gosh.
the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Missed opportunity, in my opinion. They could have actually had you just pull it and then give you a trophy.
What else?
That was a
What
missed
other
opportunity, in
exhibits
my
haven't we
opinion.
seen yet?
The infinite hole, it won't end. Now, if I had to guess, this isn't gonna work either. Time death. Distant space-time, distant past, timeline infinity, distant future, time deeper falling, surrounding area, depth infinite rim. Yep, looks right to me. Hole entrance. Yep, that's space-time. What's this? Educational use only. The infinite hole chart. Okay. Infinity goes right there in the middle. Yep, looks good. We have some science in there. Checks out. What's this? Oh, just keeps going. Have a whole bunch of layers here. Bunch of stuff up there I can't read. Yep, that's engineering. All checks out to me.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now,
Okay.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I'm actually surprised they had like a fail-safe way to get out. A part of me thought he was gonna be like, "Oh wow, how do we get you back out?" That would have been funny as hell. Okay, so I think we've seen everything on this side. That's the exit, and we don't want to exit yet. Features, contents, new ads. We've seen the button that says gym. Merch. Stanley Parable 2. What is this? Office decorations?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Oh wait, we get to choose? Get well someday. Happy 12th birthday, Stepney's. I like this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Oh well. Well, thanks for asking for my opinion and just wasting my time. Means a lot. I wonder if the white balloons come up no matter what. Or if you press the white button instead, the blue balloons come up.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay. I want to go see this bucket. The Stanley Parable 2 Reassurance Bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, The bucket is the
So
perfect solution.
he
Come
basically
on, give it a
chooses.
try.
He basically chose mind control in a sense before choosing to redesign the game. Okay?
Can you feel it? The glow of
No, not
comfort,
really.
even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
All this
The
bucket gave
benefits
me
of the
is a
bucket
need
seem
for
to
a
go
tennis
on and
shot.
on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything. Let me see. The jump circle, the free map, the button of gym, merch. Saints Row Champion wasn't open. We saw the bucket. Did we see the epilogue? I saw the collectibles and the infinite hole. Did we see the epilogue? I don't remember. Like, I remember we passed it up, but I don't remember what it was. Let me see. Oh, it was just... Oh, okay. It was literally just a hallway. That was it. That was the entire epilogue. And the settings thing up here is still closed. Yep, still closed. Okay. I think we can leave now. Alright, narrator. Well, it was nice looking through this entire expo thing you set up, but I think it's about time we hit the Scooby-Doo. Where's the exit? Wait a second. Wait. Oh, there it is. Exit. Because E is for exit. Yeah. Yes, this one.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yep, I'm moving on. That's where I'm going. Ooh. Please no screenshots. What are they gonna do?
So,
Stop me?
Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
I thought I said half the features weren't even ready.
Well,
How do we even
I
get down
mean, there's
there?
potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
You feel good about that?
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Why did I know this was gonna happen? It sent us all the way back to the freaking man. It changed the UI. Okay, this is actually kind of cool.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let me see if the dialogue is any different.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was
She added the
employee
balloons.
number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The
Something
Stanley
that would
Parable 2.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I will say the balloons
Stanley
actually
decided to
add
go to the
a bit
meeting
more
room.
life to
Perhaps he had
the-
simply missed a
to the
memo.
office. I will say that. The bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Woohoo! Now we have a bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yeah, sure.
Still no one was here.
Meeting room where
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
was I always able to open up this broom closet?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a
Can I
bucket.
drop
It
the
belongs
bucket?
in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
I think the
Stanley,
narrator's gone a
I
bit
never
cuckoo.
liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial? Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
They actually
no
included
reward for collecting all of these,
the fucking
only the
collectibles in the
intrinsic
game.
pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. I'm surprised the toilet paper isn't money. Right, so now I know to actually be on the lookout for the
Stepping
collectibles.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any
I already
human
remember
life.
the code. It's
Crushed
2,
by the weight
8,
of this revelation,
4.
Stanley may have broken down, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Can't see.
Yes,
Okay, there we go.
this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Another collectible.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another
I don't think I like
Stanlerine
that.
under your belt.
Keep workshopping it.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yep, thank you.
Stanley and the bucket walked
My
straight ahead
choice.
through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Oh, okay. Oh, for a second there, I thought I lost the bucket.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Okay. Button number 2.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I love how the narrator's talking like the bucket is an actual second character.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Jesus
Had the
Christ.
bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These
don't know.
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled
like
with
there's a
emotions,
collectible in
happy
here
or
somewhere.
sad or content.
Can I go up these stairs?
Walking,
I don't think so.
eating,
Yes,
working,
fuck off.
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
What is this? Nothing happened. Wait. Is that button up there always lit up? Wait, there are other buttons over here. Oh, wait a second, wait a second. So, this is 1, 2. I can't tell what's up there. 1, 2, 5 is over there. This 3. Okay, so that one up there has to be 4. Okay. So 1, 2. There 3. Is this open now? What? How the heck are you supposed to get to the number 4 button then? Yeah, there's literally no way to get up there. He's, what's that say? 0521? So, huh. So what if I just do 521? 5. And then 2, 1. Let's see what happens. 2, 1. Nothing happened. Ah. Yeah, there are buttons here I can press, but they're not doing anything, so it's kind of meaningless. And yeah, I can't even see, so that's cool. Bucket, help me. I don't know what to do. It has some inside out characters right there. Giant red button. I can't press it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else I can do, so I guess I just keep going.
When at last they came to the... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
No.
How could the bucket have
Betrayed
betrayed
by
him
the
like
bucket?
this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly,
Seagulls.
silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Oh no, this is a
The
facility I can
mind
get
controls
behind.
were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley
this
marveled
place.
at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place,
Hey, I don't blame
living
them.
through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Oh
And
yeah, I
Stanley
totally agree.
was happy.
Oh come on, I'm still watching that. Oh man. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Leave
Perhaps
there.
he had simply missed a memo.
Figurine Binders Committee.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
I feel like
was
there's
simply the place to be.
Gonna be a collectible in the lounge. Somewhere.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps
no
it truly
collectible
was.
in the lounge.
How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
I'm
The
going to go
cargo
through
lift, yes.
literally
Go there.
every
Go to the cargo
Applicant
lift.
just to make sure I find all the collectibles. That's kind of crazy.
Good,
This can go
said the bucket. Now ride
that
the
way
lift all
first.
the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Oh no, wait! I saw
It should have alarmed
one
him,
right
of course,
there.
because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
Wait a
chose
second.
not to think about this obvious
How did we
fact.
get down there?
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
What the heck? How did we get down there? Are you kidding me? Let's just try going this way, I guess.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
Where?
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket
Oh.
here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
This is new.
Now then,
Is this
I'm
a
going to
bucket?
run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough,
Okay.
right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
This is the worst game show ever, but
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
no,
Correct.
it's not a bucket.
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay. What's next?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
This is so stupid.
Item 3.
Ooh.
Is this a bucket?
No, it's not a bucket. Think I'm a
Incorrect.
fool?
This is a bucket.
Oh, that is a bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Ah, yes. Now that's a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a
Yeah, a
gimmick.
bucket.
How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
This is amazing.
Is this a bucket?
Oh yeah, that is one hell of a bucket.
Correct. This is a
Yeah,
bucket.
see, I knew it. That's a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No, it's not a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
It's okay. I'll wait. Hello? There's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
I know.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
This hoodie I'm wearing right now,
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Did you do something?
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea.
You just deleted the game.
Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Well, that was interesting. Apparently, all the game assets, all of the code, all the programming is all a bucket. So, wait. The balloons aren't here anymore.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Let's see.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We're gonna head
But Stanley
straight to
had
the
felt the
apartment
bucket
or
calling
something.
to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place
One
to be.
collectible we saw.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Ha! Easy.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name
neither.
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Really, but surely. Alright. I'm just gonna go back this way. Where the hell are we now? Hello? I'm looking to purchase a bucket.
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
So is the bucket on the same
Still
par,
haven't
like on the
figured
same
out
level with
why
drugs
I see the
and drug
world
addiction?
so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Bro, it's literally just drugs. Like,
This
the bucket's a metaphor
is
for
my
drugs.
golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
You're here for the drug, I mean the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Where to now?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee
Now I think
lounge
we can
was
go
simply
back
the place to be.
towards the red door and
And
blue
here
door
it was.
bucket,
Had the bucket
because
turned out to be correct? Was it no?
that was when we
Never
got
mind.
redirected
The
to that
bucket was
little
wrong.
game show thing.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
So I think
There's something up there I need you to
I
do.
might
Stanley did not
head
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
towards the
It should have
maintenance
alarmed him, of
shortcut
course, because
next,
buckets can't talk.
and
But Stanley
then
chose not to think about this
going to the
obvious
boss's
fact.
office, I'll go
He
down.
was firmly convinced that the
There's a lot
bucket
of
had
different
spoken
paths
to
that
him, and he unthinkingly
go
did whatever the
with this
bucket
bucket.
asked.
And to find all the collectibles and whatnot.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back.
Why do I feel like the wife is just
This
gonna be
is
a
the
bucket?
sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Okay. Hey, bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press right to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
My bucket. Take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
bucket and go back to
Well,
work.
I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
But it's taught me how to manage my credit score. Don't listen to a loud man. Press triangle first to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
To ignore anyone in your life and except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Is the bucket winning over the narrator? You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Go home. Wait. Press triangle to go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
You know, I didn't think I'd ever become this desperate, but
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
go back to work, Stanley.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley
Bucket.
picked up the bucket and smiled.
Okay, so
He'd
now
never
let's
be
go
alone
through
again, not
that
truly
maintenance.
alone. Not with the
real
bucket
quick.
around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance
Then
section
we
and walked
go
straight ahead to the
down.
opposite door.
Wait. Oh, why do I feel like we've been down here with the bucket already?
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What the hell is this?
You see,
care
your
about
friends
you,
and I
Stanley?
are concerned for you, Stanley.
What is this, an
We've
intervention?
come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
These are
The
the
bucket
friends?
isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure
not
Line
really.
go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the
Last
fans
time I
want.
fought
Let's
the
do
line,
it.
It got me into trouble. Can't I open the broom closet? I can. Fake wife, you're ugly. And annoying baby, I just let you burn. So I don't know why you two are even here.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Ah, yes,
Now
ever
this is what
so
the Stanley
amazing
Parable is
wacky
all
line
about.
music.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
If you're gonna say I have to
Don't you get it,
give up
Stanley?
the bucket,
We
the
need
answer
to
is
get
gonna be
rid
no.
of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me,
So is
it
the
already
bucket.
feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No, I don't agree.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely
Makes
you don't need me
lattes?
to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Okay, so is there a way I can not destroy the bucket?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is
you
all
wanna
it
stand back and
knows.
watch?
That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the
About to blow
pantheon
up?
of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We
No.
can't get back to the
I want to see it
classic
blow
Stanley
up.
Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want.
The fans are
Hurry and-
inconsistent. Wow. There's nothing left.
Bucket
except for
Destroyer,
The
my
bucket
prized
destroyer.
creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
That's it. Alright, I guess now this time we have to destroy the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Alright, let's
Stanley
go destroy the
decided to go
bucket.
to the meeting room. Perhaps the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Oh, great, a different hallway. Oh no, it was...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
them
This
to
was
same
not
place.
the correct way to the
Anyway,
meeting
so
room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Alright, we have to make our way all the way back to the bucket destroyer. So we can
Oh,
destroy our
good,
bucket.
Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the
where's the
original
skip button
Stanley
when you need
Parable.
it?
It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Yep.
This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Nothing goes.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Can I check how many collectibles I have? The sequel is now paused. Yeah. Okay.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Every button. It won't let me destroy the bucket. Yeah, I'm not sitting through that again. Also weird, it wouldn't let me destroy the bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Alright, here we go. Back downstairs to our...
Good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
That was so weird.
We've come together here because we care about you very much.
And wouldn't let me
it's this
drop the
bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel.
Because, yeah, I only have, like, 5 actual controls.
Content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
The little gate
yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
Can't go.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I really can't do it. Yeah, none of my buttons are working.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer...
Okay, yeah, I literally can't do anything with that, so... I don't know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
the
left.
boss's office, and then go downstairs instead of upstairs. How can you find them? Yeah, I don't know. That peer across office had to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. Okay, maybe we are the collectibles. I can taste Baba makes it clear in the air. Who took these pictures of them? There will be a reward for finding them all. This search inside of a sequel exhibit. Wait, this is an actual list. Nearby fireplace, private smoke place for a person. Yeah, these are all actual spots where they are. Okay, stairs, some do stairs. Okay, yeah, so I was heading to the stairs, then somewhere both red and blue. That's where I tried to go before, but it rerouted me. Remember?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Okay, so
walked
let's go
upstairs to the boss's office.
Stairs. Yep.
You're
There it
getting
is.
close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Right. See. Oh wait. This is the path where it just.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
Yeah, the audio
Maybe, he
is the
thought to
same.
himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at
Am
all.
I crazy? He
That's
asked the
strange,
bucket.
Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket,
no.
perhaps. How did I end up with someone
stole
else's
our
bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows
And
what
we
sorts
dropped
of
the bucket.
bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one
Whoa.
bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
How am I
He had
supposed
to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The
He
real
did?
bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in
gallstones?
agony and blacked out.
Oh, yep, there it goes.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Dude,
She
Stanley
arose,
isn't
got
seen
dressed,
laying there
picked up her bucket
with a
of comfort and
I'll be
security,
quite
and walked to her
disappointed.
place of work.
She
But on
has
this
no
particular
bucket.
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Backflip all the way to work is crazy. This bucket is literally like an SCP. Let's go ahead and put it in the
Even
files.
now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer. Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered
so the last figurine
companionship
is
that
by
stands
the
the
red
test
and
of
blue
time.
doors.
Stanley clutched the
let's try
bucket
going back
tightly
there
to his
again.
chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Oh, wait,
But
wait,
Stanley
wait,
had
wait.
felt the bucket calling to him.
Wait, I think I know what the problem is. I gotta start over. We have to go there without the bucket because there was a sign saying there's no buckets.
All of his
Allowed past
co-workers
that
were
point.
gone. What could it
And
mean?
because we
Stanley
had the
decided
bucket,
to go
that's
to the
why
meeting
it
room. Perhaps he had
redirected us.
simply missed a memo.
Okay. I understand it now. Hey, I
When
see
Stanley
even I
came
got
to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
Mm.
room, and Stanley knew it
by the
perfectly
bucket.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Stanley kept walking straight and ignored the narrator.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have
really.
zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something
nicely.
bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to
see,
help
no
you,
buckets
to
past
show
the
you
point.
something beautiful.
Just had the bucket
Look,
last time.
let me prove it.
This sort of
Let
close
me
and I had to go
prove
this
that
way.
I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Alright.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Stanley
And
collected
there
all
it
the
is,
collectibles.
the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So,
Wow.
instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Oh. Then, wow, there's actually no trophy for it or anything. Red door. Might as well.
Oh, thank God you
Since
are
we're
willing to
here.
listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Oh,
I
this is where.
I wanted to
Oh,
stop.
this one where it puts you in
I
the
would,
endless
we
circle.
would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm going this way.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Womp womp.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, no! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from
I'm
me.
jump
I
one more
can't go
time,
back to
then
what I was
walk out.
before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay, yeah,
Yes. Perhaps you can.
we'll go back.
Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Ooh, it's all green now.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Now these are all discussed. These are all of discussed memories. I mean, this spot would be kind of cool if, you know, it had more colors. Oh, have some anger. Okay. What else? Some embarrassment, anxiety. Ooh. And got some joy. Do you have fear or envy yet? No, it's just wow, it's just mostly embarrassment and anger. Have a little bit of fear. What happens if you just walk back into the other room? What happens?
No, perhaps not.
Okay. I really don't want to hear this guy being depressed again. I really don't. So, I think there is one more path we need to check out with the bucket. Did I pass it up? No.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't
What's
it
the
just
matter?
the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Oh,
Didn't
not
it
really.
fill you to the brim with inner richness?
No.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh my god.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Fine. One more time, old man, but that's it. I'm remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. And yes, remembering 5 minutes ago in the past. Right? Ah, yes, the basement.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Can I go over here? Aha! The executive bathroom.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone
Thanks.
6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
The third one? I think it was warehouse. Wait, no. I think the warehouse was the fourth one. Oh, wait a second. Wait. First one was in the memory zone. The second one was in the bathroom. The third one, it wasn't the one in the warehouse. I saw the one in the warehouse during a run while trying to find my third one. But I don't remember exactly where in the boss's office it was. I'm just gonna say the boss's office.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Not so sure about that.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't remember seeing the color pink anywhere in this game. Alright.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
You made a video? Oh my gosh. What is this? Bro, what's this 2009 looking YouTube video? Oh my gosh. You found it under the stairs. Thanks for watching. Credits. This is all the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Okay.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yeah,
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
And this is actually really cool because it went based off of the order I found them in. So if someone else went in a different order and found these in a different order, that whole sequence would play out differently. That's really cool. Props to the game developers, man. They busted their asses on this game. They're in the present. Oh,
And then
what?
there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
And that's it. We restarted the game.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
I wonder why. Oh my god. This guy and his figurines.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yes, unfortunately. Oh my god.
Yes, I love that video.
Hit my mic. Right, here you
still don't remember the pink
back in the mysterious pink
Still no
room.
memory of this one. Good room though, a solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
This narrator and his little figurines. What happens if you go this way? Or nothing happens? Okay, it's blocked off. There's an invisible wall right there. I'm back in the executive bathroom.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too.
Yes, I remember.
The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
Yes.
Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
You have a
Look,
jump
it's the
back?
terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite... Oh, yes! The two doors! Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
They both go to the same place.
And before
Office
everything else,
427.
there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember.
There's
I can
probably
remember.
a lot of things.
I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play
So
with.
wait, is the
You know what?
narrator about to get
Since
rid
we're
of
in the
Stanley?
memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Hey, can you
I did
do my...
enjoy telling his story so very much.
Hey,
Okay, here we go.
can you
This
rerun my memory
is the
of
story
when I was
of
back
a
in
man
Illinois?
named Stanley.
I guess not.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing.
Yeah, there were still...
For now.
The orders are still very much missing.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In
I
time,
forgot
perhaps,
what
he
art
would
path
become
that was
both of those things.
trying to go through with the bucket. It was the mind control place.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
Down
and
that
entered the
escape
door on
route.
his left.
I think the
Still no
time
one
to
was here.
escape and then
Stanley needed the bucket's
actual
warmth and comfort
freedom
now more than
ending.
ever.
That one I
Perhaps
might
his
do
boss's
last.
office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
2,
life.
8,
Crushed by the weight of
4,
this
5.
revelation, but Stanley guessed the
Open
correct
sesame.
code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Downtown. No, I just realized about those elevators, like if you just decide to like just stick your fingers through these little bars, you just hit the wall as you're going up or down. That could be
Stanley and the
insane.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Escape.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Oh wait, I think I remember this one. This one where
The door behind them
you're
was
in a
not
conveyor
shut.
belt
Stanley
going
and the
towards
bucket still had
crushing thingies.
every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Right. Down we go into hell.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
I love how all the original voice lines are redone.
It was a shame,
Now
the
include the
death of
bucket.
such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Wait, I'm not holding the bucket anymore. bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. So wait, is this now going to be like a museum just for the bucket?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Okay. A bucket with 2 handles? This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Aren't the handles supposed to be on opposite sides of the bucket? Such a design has never been created in real life and haven't been deemed too dangerous. No, just put the other handle on the other side. And then you just have like a normal carrying container. It's not it's not that revolutionary. Is there just a picture of just buckets? 25 buckets? That is more than 25 buckets. Photograph of 25 buckets. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. This sounds like Donald Trump wrote this. And this here is a photograph of 25 buckets. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks because it was the greatest buckets he'd ever seen. As a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets from China, and photographs now dead because of the buckets provided by Joe Biden. Is the greatest buckets we've ever seen. Okay, I'll stop. Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Millions died, and no one can control a bucket. The stress bucket. Worrying, negative, yeah, coping strategies, holes. Yep, checks out to me. What is this? Ah, a prehistoric bucket. It's a cave drawing. We know that buckets predate the existence of mankind. We do not know by how long. Early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
Part of me is
It is
expecting
man
a
who
Minecraft
should
bucket to
kneel
show up at
before
some
the
point.
bucket.
The hanging bucket. Oh, this where's how the other bucket go up towards. Symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. We're clear, grassland, there's shimmers. I guess we just drop into the infinite hole. Oh. What's a glass ceiling? We just grab the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley
forced to die?
Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Well, there we go. We died happy, at least. Holding a bucket. Alright. Now there's one more
All of his
ending
co-workers were
that
gone.
I do
What
want
could
to
it mean?
grab.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
So we're gonna go get the freedom ending with the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket
And-
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We might call it there. There probably are more endings than I found. I'm sure there
Still,
are.
no one was here.
But
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and
yeah, I
comfort
think
now
I'm-
more than ever. Perhaps
I'm
his boss's
more or less
office was
ready
where he'd
to
find. Coming to a
be done with
staircase,
this.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yeah, like, see, look, if you stuck your fingers through here, you would just be grazing them against that concrete wall. And then boom, you have no more fingertips.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Just a picture of buckets, you think?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Yeah, there's still nothing I can do with these number buttons because I can't reach that number 4 button up there. And there's no number 0, so I can't type in 0521. Yeah, I don't know what to do about it. But I probably haven't found all of the endings anyway, so. Alright. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Alright.
When at last they came...
Turn it off. Let's get our freedom!
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Wait, what?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room. lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even
Are
the
you kidding
facility
me?
itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
That's it. That's how it ends. Okay, whew, I think I'm done. Whew. That was I'll be honest, this was quite an amazing game. It was very silly, it was very trippy at times. It was very enjoyable. Like the different paths you can take, how the map actually molds after different choices and whatnot, and how it breaks the fourth wall from time to time. That's actually quite impressive. That's the level of game design I strive to achieve one day. But yeah, that was the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, or I guess technically now the Stanley Parable 2. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. My next stream, I will be playing a different game. I don't know exactly when it will be just yet, so just be on the lookout for that. So until next time, take care and stay safe.